Hello everyone, hopefully you're doing well today. My name is Deborah and welcome to my channel, Crafty Chalk and Creations. Today I was going through some of my transfers and I came across this one that I forgot I had, and it is called Love You More and Dragonfly. And this is a size B transfer, which means it's 8.5 by 11, but you get two designs. So I'm going to be using Love You More, and I'm also going to be using the heart from their new transfer that is part of the August 2023 collection, More Peppermint Please. I think these would make some really cute giant lollipops, but I'm going to be using the heart today to make a couple of embellishments to put on the frame, their drop box frame. And what is this drop box frame? It's like this. It has like a groove here for their inserts. Now, the drop box frame comes with a frame. It's already painted white. You could distress it, paint it, whatever you like to do with it. And it comes with 3 of these Chalk Suede inserts. So you can, they already have that like Chalk Suede coating, and it's double-sided. So on the one side today, I'm going to be doing Love You More. So I'm going to get started on that. I'm going to be using their new color paste called Cherry. I love this. I love that color. And I'm going to be using some surface wax for my cardstock. This does have a little bit of texture to it. I don't know if you can see it or not. But I'm going to be waxing this. So that way, for one thing, you should wax paper in your cardstock, things like that. So that way your transfer doesn't stick. That's going to be used to make the little heart cutouts. So I'm going to get started here. I'm going to set that one aside. Now, this is a 2-part section. It's 2 transfers. It's a size B, an 8.5 by 11. And I've already scored it. You could cut it in half if you'd like to. I just like to try to keep mine all on one sheet if possible. Now, that Chalk Suede surface, you do not need to wax it, but I do want to let you know you cannot use ink on that surface and heat set it, because it will melt the coating that gives it that chalky suede, that suede feeling, I should say. So I'm going to fuzz this several times, and why I fuzzed it is because these are sticky. Chalk Couture states they were usable anywhere from 8 to 12 times, and you need to take some of that stickiness off, or tone it down a bit, because when you go to peel this off your surface, you want to make sure that it's not so sticky where it could stretch and pull and distort and ruin your silk screen, because it says silk screen inside of your transfer stencil here. So I usually fuzz this at least, I would say, eight times or more. It all depends on what surface you're going to be using this on. Glass, fuzz it, fuzz a lot. When I'm working on glass, I've been known to be able to fuzz anywhere from 35 to 40 times. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and fuzz this a couple more times here. And I'm going to set this aside, and while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and fuzz my heart. And as you can see, this also has sections, so if you want to cut it apart, you can, but I just go ahead and score it with my scissors. And I'm going to fuzz my heart. Now, I don't need to fuzz it too terribly much, because hopefully you can see that those little green lines here, that's what's going to hold it onto my paper for my paste, and around the edges here. But I still want to make sure that I've got those edges fuzzed fairly well. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Actually, I'm going to put it back on my transfer there, so I don't misplace it. All right. Now, this is the fuzzing cloth that I fuzzed on. If you don't have a fuzzing cloth, you can use a towel, a t-shirt, piece of fabric, something, like I said, that's going to help take the stickiness off. Now, like I said, you can paint this frame if you'd like to. Right now, I'm leaving mine as is. I might do a little brown distressing or something around it. I haven't decided yet. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave it as is. I do like it like that. So I don't need that at the moment, so I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to try to line this up a little bit. You can measure if you would like to. I don't, for the most part. That's totally optional. So I've got that on there. So what I'm going to do, I got a little something, is I'm going to try to smooth this over with my finger and my hands. Make sure that I've got good contact here with my Chalk Suede insert surface that comes with that. Comes with 3. So you could actually do 6 designs because you can use the other side. But I'm going through and going over this with my fingers just to make sure I don't have any little lumps and bumps or little air pockets or anything like that where my silk screen is at, to try to minimize any paste seeping underneath. Okay. Now, if you ever want to make sure you've fuzzed enough before I've gone through that process, just stick it down on a little area and peel it up. And if you have to pull up really hard, it takes a lot of effort, then you need to fuzz some more. But this feels pretty good right now. It looks like I got a little something here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to be using their new color, Cherry, and this is already getting low on stock. Now, I don't remember. No, I have not opened this one yet. I was like, have I opened this yet? No, I have not. So let me see. I thought I had Stir Stick here. Yes, I do. So when you get a new jar of paste, now they do have these in some of their paste palette packs, like a multi thing. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? That is a beautiful shade of red. Okay, what I try to do, I usually do this off of camera, but because usually I don't think you guys want to see this, but hey, here we are. And I need a piece of paper towel. And I think I'm going to save the Dragonfly for another, for the other side for another day. I'm just going to do this one for right now. I'm always messy when it comes to the reds. I don't know why that is, but it is. All right. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, this is the cherry red, and this is what their candy apple red looks like. Hopefully you can see the difference. This is more like a yellow red. This is more like a blue red. This is a warmer red, a cooler red. I'm glad they came out with this color. I like this. This is a nice autumn color. This is a Christmas color. This, to me, could be a year-round color. It would be nice if they did, but they may not. We don't know. But in the meantime, if you're able to get it, please do. And you just take your stir stick and just make sure that this is all mixed very well. There could be some settling or something like that during shipping. And then all you need to do is I'm using the mini squeegee. You dip it in your paste. Get some on there. And then you just generously apply it to your silkscreen transfer. Now you could use whatever colors. You might want to do black or gray or some other color. You are welcome to do that. I'm just trying to show you something that you can make with one of these transfers. If you wanted to make this like as a card or something like that, you could do that. I think that would be nice to put on a greeting card for somebody that you care for. I'm just going through and scraping off that excess. I'm going to set this. I'm going to put my cap back on, minimize drying. So now we're going to do the peel and reveal. And I just hold down my surface there, and I just slowly lift up. That way, if I may have missed a spot, then I can just go ahead and lay it down and touch it up. Oh, I love this color. That is a gorgeous shade of red. Oops, I had a little bleed through there. You see that around the E? But I'm not worried about that. Does not bother me. But if it bothers you, something like that should happen, just go ahead and make sure it's good and dry. And if you want to take a little Q-tip or a toothpick or something like that and just kind of touch it up and clean it up, you could. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and give this a dry. Now, you can let this air dry if you'd like to. This is completely optional if you have a hair dryer. I'm just trying to speed things along a little bit because I want to put this in the insert. And I want to make some of those peppermint stripe hearts to decorate around my frame a little bit. Oh, I love this color. When it dries, it's like a deep red. Look at that. Love this. I think you can mix this with a little touch of black or brown and maybe make this a burgundy or a maroon color. Maybe a little bit of purple for maroon. I don't know. But yeah, you can mix colors, come up with your own color if you want to. I've done that before. All right, let me make sure that this is dry. Here, let me see. Even though this does not bother me, let me see if I can kind of touch that up a little bit. Just to give you an idea here. Now I'm just using my fingernail and a little paper towel. I would feel better if I had this sitting down on a flat surface instead of my hand, but hey. So you could go ahead and fix it if you want it to, you know, not have the little smoogies there. All right, I'm going to leave that. And if you wanted to leave it as is and maybe add some ribbon instead, you could do that. I like that. I think this would be a nice little gift to set aside next to someone's bed that may be ill, or, you know, just to let them know that you love them and that you're thinking of them. All right, so now this is a 12 by 12 piece of, it's like a scrapbooking paper. It's got a little bit of texture to it. It's kind of like a heavier weight paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of their surface wax. Now I will have an editable shopping cart link, so if you'd like to get any of these products, you are welcome to do that. And you can add, subtract, you know, add your own colors, you know, add other transfers, whatever you would like to do. It's completely editable. Now I have this rag. It's been well loved that I have used with waxing. And all you need to do is just take some wax and just put it, smear it on your piece of cardstock or your paper or cardboard. Now I want to make a couple of these, so I'm going to, I think I'm going to just go down this way. And I know I was just pretty generous there with the wax. You don't have to do that much, but once you have it on there, then you should find a clean section or just grab another towel or cloth, and then you buff it. And then when you buff it, it'll have a bit of a sheen. It fills in kind of those grooves, and what it does, it protects your surface. And how it protects your surface is that way you're not pulling up the paper, because when you add the paste and that to there, it could pass, and if it by chance should dry in there, it will pull up your paper. And also it will protect your transfer. That way if something like that should happen, it will help protect your transfer from having the paper stuck to it. Ask me how I know. When I first got Chalk Couture, I decided to try this on a piece of black paper. Not knowing about the wax, I'm one of these people, I just jump both feet right in, you know, learn as I go. And yeah, it stuck. I had black paper stuck to the back of my transfer, and I had left it on a little too long, and I pulled up the paper, so that was stuck in my silk screen. Yeah. So, don't do what I did. Learn from my mistake. All right. Hopefully you can see it. There's a bit of a sheen there. So now I'm going to take my transfer, the little heart. I'm going to use the heart. I think this is absolutely cute. I love this. Peppermint, you want to do spearmint, Halloween, paint your surface orange, and then do this black or vice versa, you know, black and white. Whatever you would like to do. All right, so I want to trim around this a little bit, so I'm going to leave me a little bit of room here. And I'm just going to lay this down, smooth it with my finger, and get my paste. But yeah, at any point during this video, if you like this project, you like the idea of it, or just Chalk Couture products in general, or you just like to watch this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. It will help me with YouTube algorithm. And also, if you like my videos, or you might want to see some other ones in the future, if you'd like to, I'd appreciate it if you'd also subscribe. And then go ahead and click that notification bell too, so that way you will be notified of whenever I post another video. Now, I told you my paper has some texture to it, so my stripes are a little kind of zigzag there. All right, I'm going to put this one here. And I'm just going to go over this. Well, you know what? I'm going to use this paper towel because I don't feel like getting red all over me again. At least not now. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Because I was thinking about putting one heart here and one at the top. You know what? We'll do 3. Things look better in odd numbers, so we'll do 3. Okay, I'll do this one in this corner here. Alright, I'm just going to lay that there. Use my paper towel. I'm just going to lay that down. Now, the only reason why I'm not cleaning this before I lay it down, because this is just a little transfer. It doesn't have a big, you know, detailed design or anything like that. But I mean, if you have a design that you want to do this with that is much larger, you may want to clean it in between. You'll have to experiment with that and what you feel comfortable with. But these smaller ones are like the minis. This doesn't bother me to do that because it is a smaller design. Okay, I'm just going to peel that up. And there we go. Now I'm going to lay that over there and I'm going to spray this down. And why I do that is because I can't get to the sink right now to clean that off. So I spray it down with some water. Sticky side down on a towel and I spray it with some water. Otherwise, if I was doing this, you know, on my own, not, you know, doing a video demonstrating, I would have taken it to the sink and cleaned it. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry these. Make sure they're good and dry. So that way I can cut around them. Now, if you have little glue dots or something like that, you can use the glue dots. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a piece of Scotch tape and I'm going to make it into like a little roll. And I'm just going to use that to stick it to the surface. I think that I know Valentine's Day is a long ways away yet, but this is something you might want to get so that way it's available during Valentine's Day. If you want to make anything like that, you could. And you've got it on hand and it's all ready. All right, let me see if this is dry. It feels dry. Now all I'm going to do is just take my scissors. Now you could draw around if you want it to be exact. I'm just going to cut this out. Set that aside. And I would just like a little bit of a border. Like I said, you can measure and draw around it if you want like an exact amount around your heart. That is totally up to you. And I'm just going to cut this out. I think it'd be easier for me to handle it that way. All right. I know this is exciting. Some of you might like to have real time. If not, you can just fast forward. All right. We got one. You can do this however you want. Whatever works for you. If you want to cut it right up to the shape, you can do that. but I would like a little bit of a border, or at least around a couple of them. There's number 2. This one I think I might try to cut the outline. Okay, there we go. We have our hearts. I'm going to just set that aside. So I'm going to put my insert back into my frame. Like that. And I think I'm going to put a heart here. Put that one there. And this one like that there. Now what I'm going to do is just take my tape. I'm going to roll it up like that. Stick it on the back. And just stick it there. This one, same thing. Actually, I need to move that up because it needs to stand up, doesn't it? So we will just put that there. Now you could do more than 3. Like I said, you don't even have to do this if you don't want to, but I thought it'd be like a nice little touch. Saying that it's love you more. Just do it like that. I think that is absolutely darling. And if you wanted to do some ribbon or something like that, maybe tape down some ribbon, you could do that. I do. I like how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed this project and it gave you some inspiration and ideas of something you can do with a couple of the transfers that you can combine. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.